Hello, Year 2, and welcome to our next reading session all about Stormwell. Let's see what we're going to do today. Session 2 says, how do brilliant readers explain what they have read so far? We're going to begin by sequencing the story. We're going to recap the text, the Stormwell. We're going to discuss the events in the story, and then complete a story map or a story mountain to show that we understand what we have read. For today's session, you're going to need a pencil, some paper, and you've guessed it, your brain. If you need to put me on pause and get any of these things, do so now. Let's start with our warm-up today. You will see 7 illustrations on the screen. But hold on a second, they're not in the correct order. That picture didn't come first. That picture wasn't last in the book. I think I'm going to need your help to put them in the correct sequence. On a whiteboard or in your book, please can you write the list of numbers? So for example, I'm looking for the first picture. Oh, it's number 7, so I'll write 7 down first. Now look for the next picture and write the number that's beneath that picture down next. Put me on pause and do this now. Have you finished, everybody? Would you like to see the answers? Let me show you. This is the order you should have had. You should have written down the numbers 7, then 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, and 6. That was the order of the story from the beginning to the end. Well done if you got that right. So today we are going to be looking at how brilliant readers explain what they have read so far. When we explain something, we tell someone all about it. We describe it, we give reasons why something happened, and we give facts and details. It shows that we really have understood what we have read. If you would like to watch the author reading his own story with his little girl, you can Google this or put it into YouTube. The address is down there. Put it the screen on pause now if you would like to watch the author read Stormwell. Okay, it's time for our challenges. If you would like to do the One Chili Challenge today, what I would like you to do is tell someone at home what Noy did in the story and explain why he did it. I've put some pictures on the screen to help you. You don't have to write anything down for this one. If you would like to do the One Chili Challenge, put me on pause now. For our Two Chili Challenge today, I would like you to draw me a story map for Stormwell. You can begin by talking about the story with someone at home or watching the video again to remind yourself of what happened. Then I would like you to draw the main events from the story in the correct order from the beginning to the end. You can either draw the pictures individually and put arrows in between them, or do an S-plan like we do at school. I would like you to add some key words to show that you've understood what's happening in the story. And finally, I would like you to use your story map to explain what happened in the story to somebody at home. If you would like to do the Two Chili Challenge, put me on pause now. And finally, for our Three Chili Challenge, I would like you to complete a story mountain. A story mountain is a visual way to see the plot and structure of the story, so we can see it as a mountain. It follows the main character's journey throughout the story and separates the things that they do into clear stages or sections. As you can see on the picture of the mountain, stories can often begin with an introduction. This is where the main characters are introduced and the setting is described. Then, to interest the reader, things start to get a little bit more exciting. Tension is built up. There may be clues to what's going to happen next, and it means we don't want to stop reading and won't put the book down. At the peak of the mountain, you can see there's the problem. It's all the things that could go wrong. Quite often we think, oh no, what is he or she going to do at this point? It's a very exciting point for the reader. Luckily, as we go down the other side of the mountain, the problem is normally resolved. This means it's fixed or it's sorted out. And at the end of the story, you can see it's the ending. In a fairy tale, it might have a happily ever after ending. Or have a think what happened in Stormwell. It may even leave you on a question. Or maybe the characters will have changed. I would like you to have a think about this and see if you can fit Stormwell into a story mountain. This is quite a challenge, isn't it, everyone? For each section, I would like you to draw a picture and underneath write a sentence explaining what is happening. You can put me on pause now if you'd like to have a go at this on your own, or carry on watching if you'd like to see how I sorted the story into the story mountain. There isn't a right or wrong answer for this. You may have chosen a different problem, a different build-up, but this is the one that I've put together today. So for the introduction, I chose the picture of Noi with his dad and his 6 cats because it was the first time we met the characters and we saw where he lived. That's the setting where the story happened. For the build-up, I felt things started to get a bit exciting when he found the whale. There'd been the storm and he'd seen something in the distance. You may have just chosen that part. Then, for the problem, I chose when he was in the bath because he didn't know if Dad was going to come home. He didn't know what to do. The resolution was when Noi and his dad took the whale out to sea. And the end of the story, Noi and his dad did live happily ever after, didn't they? And they were always hoping to see the storm whale. So it's left us on a little bit of a cliffhanger, hasn't it? Will he see him again? Let's hope so. As I said, if you've chosen a different problem or build-up or any other part, that's absolutely fine. As long as you can explain the story and why you've put them there, that's brilliant. So to end the day, you may like to read some more books by the same author. He's written some amazing books and we're going to be looking at these throughout this half term. We've got Stormwell that we've already read, The Stormwell in Winter, Grandad's Island, Tad, On Sudden Hill and Grotlin. I wonder which one you fancy reading next. So all that remains to say now is well done, everybody. I am so proud of you for doing your reading today and so proud of you for doing all your homework learning this week. Give your adults or whoever you've been working with at home a huge high five because they deserve one too. Well done, everybody. I will see you next week for literacy.